And Amy, lucky you're with Amy.
Plenty of hopes inside the 200. Hasner and Polar Success. How funny getting up on there inside. It's Polar Success hitting the front in the slipper. They won't get Polar Success, and Polar Success.
What does it take in racing to bring grown men to tears?
Just can't describe how emotional I am.
Excuse me for that.
To move a nation to stand as one and cheer. It takes a champion.
Beedman throwing everything at Octagonal. He gets there. Yes, Octagonal wins the derby. He's raced to the front down Lonro from number 5 and then further back to fire. $4 million in 22 races for Lonro.
Greats of the turf, this father and son team. Just a few weeks ago, Lonro proved how great.
Lonro, he's coming. He's going to get there. Yes, Lonro won it. What a champion.
The emotion will flow over again today in the George Ryder on his farewell campaign in Sydney, with Dad leading him out. And when it comes to tears, there'll be enough to fill a slipper, a golden slipper, when the 2-year-olds jumped for more than $3 million in prize money. 12 months ago, a bunch of battlers stole the slipper with a special filly by the name of Polar Success.
They won't get Polar Success, and Polar Success beat How Funny It Has now.
Today there's a flight attendant, a sheet metal worker and a sound engineer in town from Melbourne to cheer on a giant filly called a Lingy. Lonro, Octagonal, the champions of the future, and 2 other Group 1 showdowns. A day at the races doesn't get much bigger than this. It's Amy Golden Slipper Day at Rosehill. Giddy up. And doesn't Rosehill Gardens look a treat today on its big day of the year, Amy Golden Slipper Day? It's been a wonderful build-up. The atmosphere's here, high fashion today, lots of colour, lots of pink because of Lonro. A beautiful day weather-wise. It's a real party atmosphere, and they won't be disappointed because they'll see some wonderful racing and great horses. Hello and welcome to Rosehill Gardens. We'll have all bases covered on 7 today, both on and off the track. But it's a day for great horses and great races. More than $6.5 million in prize money makes this the richest race day now in Australia, with 4 Group 1s. As we look at the program and the horses to be highlighted, Starcraft and Delzeo come up in the 3rd, and then Special Harmony, her first race in Sydney in the Arrowfield. The BMW, which brings together the Melbourne Cup winner, the Caulfield Cup winner and the Victoria Derby winner. Then to the George Ryder, when Octagonal will lead out Lonro and Private Steer and Grand Army. Then to the Jewel and the Crown today, the Amy Golden Slipper, Alingi. Well, she could become a legend by winning the Slipper today, and one of the great 2-year-olds of all time. That's the lineup. We've got the scratchings of light today, which is always a good story. We've got a couple of scratchings in this race coming up, Lord Erin and Conquest, and then we go all the way down to the Amy Golden Slipper. We knew yesterday that Valley Blue and Wager were the 2 runners out, so it leaves 13 to go in the Golden Slipper today. Lots of talk about the track. The weather is good. To bring us right up to date, it's good afternoon, Peter Donegan.
Good afternoon, Bruce. Rosehill's big day of the year has arrived, and it's the 3rd successive Saturday they've raced here, and you can see a few signs of wear and tear on the track. Just where the horses have galloped over the past couple of weeks, a little bit of fill there, but really they've done a remarkable job to have the track in this condition. Penetrometer reading of 4.2, track officially good, and the rail is out 4 metres for the entire circumference. The racing action today is hot, and the weather likewise. We're expecting a mainly fine, partly cloudy day. A top temperature of 26 degrees. Already we've reached 24, and I can tell you it is pretty warm for the big crowd that's rolled up here for one of the great days on the Australian turf. Bruce, I think it's going to be champagne both on and off the track all day.
Peter, here. I'm sure that Simon Marshall and Ken Callender will agree on that. They might not agree on a lot of other things today. Melbourne versus Sydney. Ken, firstly to you, I can't remember a more exciting program on paper.
No, it's a great day, Bruce. We've got it all today. As you said, the 4 Group 1s. The Slipper's always a crowd puller in itself, but to have the champ, Lonhro, here today is something very, very special. Wacko, let's get into it.
You were there, Simon, right alongside of me when he won the Australian Cup. What a day that was.
Absolutely fantastic, Bruce. But look, it's a field of dreams today. We've got potential champions, we've got champions, and girls, strap yourself into them chairs. I'll tell you, the fashions are unbelievable, and it's all going to happen today, Bruce.
What about the Slipper itself, Ken? I mean, how do you read that?
Well, I think Alingi's the best horse, Bruce, but I remember Tolerance coming from Melbourne. He was unbeatable. Zenadif was even more unbeatable, if you can be. They were both beaten by White Alleys. I just thought she wandered a little on the turn in the Rosehill Slipper. They'll be all out to beat her, but if she's a Luskin Star, if she's a Vane, she'll come through with flying colours.
We're going to find that out today. Let's have a look at the odds and see what the prices say at the moment. Well, she's $2.60 with 260,000 already in the pool. Dance Hero $5.40 for Gay Waterhouse. Charge Forward at $6.30. John O'Shea's first runner in a golden slipper. Pretty big odds the others. O'Dane Shadow $11 for John Hawkes, and Fast Ed Rock's pretty short at 14. Alingi $2.60 over the page. Crimson Rain at $15.30. $17 for She's in Demand, and Tani Girl lightly raced full of promise at $18.30. That's the tote at the moment. Pat Welsh will be covering the bookmakers today. Great to have him with us. Pat, $2.60 on the tote. What is she with the books?
Bruce, I can tell you, with the top 3 chances in the slipper, you're getting much better value for your money right at the moment on the tote. Now, we've seen a little bit of the Sydney bias coming because there's been some early money. I'm going the wrong way there for Dance Hero. The Waterhouse stable charge. Charge Forward is, I've got about $5.50 him. And Alingi at around about the old 5 to 4 quote. So the top 3, you're getting better value on the tote at this stage. But I must admit, even though there's a massive crowd here, we haven't seen a lot of business done on the Golden Slipper. They're waiting because there's so much good racing to come before we get to the slipper. But that's the way we're looking on the slipper at the moment. Dance Hero, just the trickle of early money for the Waterhouse stable star.
Thanks, Pat. $2.25 Alingi. Ken, what's her right price?
Bruce, I thought with Bally Blue and Wager in there, her right price was around $2.70. We've got to shave at least 30%, 30 cents off that, looking at the percentage. So I'd say around $2.40, $2.35.
Simon, Lee Freedman looking for 100 Group 1 winners. He can do that today. Damien Oliver hoping to win his first slipper. That would give him the Grand Slam, the 4 majors, the Caulfield Cup, the Cox Plate, the Melbourne Cup and the Golden Slipper.
He's won them all, Bruce. This is the only trophy missing from the cabinet. But we know Ollie, he eats kryptonite for breakfast, doesn't he? He loves pressure. He knows this filly so well. And while doing his homework last night, he knows he's on the best filly. There's only 13 runners in this pressure race now. He's going to keep her out of trouble, give her every chance to become something special for the racing goers today.
And just switching back to Lonhro for a moment, is he beatable today in the George Ryder?
I think he is, Bruce. I think that Private Steer's got a chance, but I'm still tipping Lonhro.
Good on you, Ken. Let's have a look what happened in the first race on the program. It was won by a horse called Mustard, who'd won at Gosford on Tuesday, trained by John McNair, ridden by Rodney Quinn. $20.70 and $6.10. Geiger Spirit $2.30. Zhivago at $5.50. The trifecta $1,771. They ran 1:8.81. The time was fast. They came down the middle of the track to win the opening event. So we find out what the track's like. Who better to ask than John Letts, who's behind the barrier now. John, how do you find it?
Yes, Bruce, it's been just a fabulous day here, and the crowd is just, I'm just over here by the 2,000 metre start, and the people are just pouring in. There's going to be, well, I wouldn't say a record crowd, but it'll be very, very close to it today. But look, Bruce, the track is magnificent. From my view here, they go to the first corner, there's about 1,600 metres. Barriers, I think, will be pretty important here, Bruce, but a lot of these horses today, if you're having a bet and you do see them come up on the television, don't worry about if they're sweating a bit, because every horse here in this race is sweating.
How hard's the track, John?
The track, Bruce, I spoke to Huey Bowman after the first. Huey Bowman was very, very happy. He said the track is perfect at the moment. He said, but during the day, he said it might harden up a bit. So hopefully with the overcast, Bruce, it doesn't.
Shower of Roses is about $3.40 with the tote. Pat Welsh out in the betting ring. Is she similar with the bookmakers?
Shower of Roses will go to the post favourite, Bruce, but I can tell you the late mail is for Daniels the Man. In a point or a point and a half in the last 5 minutes of betting, Shower of Roses an easing favourite. Daniels the Man, where the money is coming from.
What do you think of Shower of Roses? She won the Arrowfield here last year and then ran second in the Oaks.
Bruce, she was a top-grade filly. Whether she's a top-grade mare, we'll probably find out today.
Yeah, look, Bruce, I think she's going to control this today. She's going to get it her own way up in front. She's nice and fit. She's going to give them something to chase, but I agree with Ken. She's got to improve to get back to her best.
Well, they're almost set for the Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes, $100,000, a listed race. Our commentator today, great to have him back. The ace caller from Queensland, Brisbane, Wayne Wilson. Good afternoon, Wayne.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Good afternoon, everyone. They're loading quickly for this race. Nice straight run to the first turn. Shower of Roses. She won on this day last year. She led all the way. She got out and led by about 15 lengths and stalled them off. I just feel there could be a little problem with Moa Man in the race today. He could take the steam out of her early, and it'll be interesting to see whether Chris is going to be happy enough to trail. Now they're set to go. All set. Shower of Roses stands well. Moa Man, Daniel's the man. They're racing. Shower of Roses fast away. County Tyrone going back shortly after the start. Muntz wants to lead on Shower of Roses, and he spears her out of the pack to go to the lead, but there's Moa Man. He's going to go up outside of her and prove to be a bit of a nuisance. Now it's up to Chris what he does here, whether he presses on and takes on Moa Man or whether he trails. I'm tipping he's going to trail as Moa Man now goes to a clear lead at the 1600. Moa Man crossing over onto the rails. Shower of Roses sitting second. Daniel's the man is a length away third. Cataclysm fourth on the inside. Wonder Might Telly. Far Was is on the inside of Comforts. Then Uali. Norda's midfield outside of Beaver. A length further back, Typhoon. Sabara's drifted back with Outlaws. County Tyrone is a long way back. Second last, in fact, for Oliver. And Lyman Hall is last of all. Moa Man's in front. They've got 1,200 metres to go. Moa Man cruising along, leading by almost 2 lengths on Shower of Roses. In third place, Might Telly. Cataclysm fourth, the rails. Fifth, the outside, Daniel's the man, followed by Fawaz and Uali. In the centre is Comforts, a length further back to Beaver. Going up a little bit wide is Typhoon. Nordas is next, and then Outlaws. Further back came Zabara, then County Tyrone, and Lyman Hall is last of all, leaving the 800-metre pole behind them. Moa Man cruising along down the side, leads by a length and a half on Shower of Roses. Muntz is about to release the brakes and go up and take on Moa Man. My Telly is third, Cataclysm is fourth. Coming into it with a strong runner, Zuari. Daniels the man is just behind them, followed by Comforts, Typhoon, and Zabara's pulled to the outside. They're in the straight, 400 metres to go. Moa Man in front, taken on now by Shower of Roses. She's under pressure, Shower of Roses. Moa Man's got a kick in him. Moa Man and Shower of Roses. Zabara down the outside, putting in the big bounce now. Shower of Roses got to Moa Man. Zabara's going to be the danger on the outside. Shower of Roses in front. Zabara trying hard. Look at County Tyrone. Shower of Roses. Shower of Roses beats Zabara. County Tyrone, a ripper of a run. Just behind them then Nordas, his run was good too. Outlaws just behind them at Cataclysm. Moa Man stopped in the straight. Further back was Beaver, Lyman Hall, Uali, Maitali, Typhoon, and the last couple over the line, Comforts, and Daniel's the man who disappointed. He pulled up pretty quickly, but he's finished at the rear of the field.
Great call, Wayne. 2, 1 and 3 here. Shower of Roses over Zabara and County Tyrone, so the classes come to the top. Shower of Roses, he took the trail, as Wayne Wilson said. He allowed Moa Man to go to the front, and history repeats itself. She won a Group 1 here last year. She's been able to win again on the same day, Shower of Roses. Good run, Zabara again, and County Tyrone from a Sydney Cup point of view was massive.
Yeah, he really rattled home, and we know he can run 2 miles. And a very relevant point, Bruce, they ran 2 minutes and 86 hundredth of a second. They broke 2-1. The track is alight.
Yep, and just interesting to note that Jimmy Cassidy drew a wide barrier, Bruce. He had no objection to come back and ride him quiet and get to the outside and let him run on for the Sydney Cup. But Chris Muntz, was nice to see him show the initiative here in the red colours of the black stripes in front, just to come back, give her a chance to show her best today. And Ken Moa Man, he just made the speed and dropped off. He just wasn't good enough on the day.
That Optus helicopter shot will show you throughout the day it is a beauty.
Yes, and getting back to what Simon said, when Moa Man let down and sprinted at the top of the straight, the mare Shower of Roses really couldn't go with him. But then once he'd spent his pennies, she kept grinding, and she was too good at the finish.
Well, Chris Muntz has won a Golden Slipper. He may win another one today, but he's already had a terrific win on Shower of Roses. John Letts is out there at the moment. Lettsy, he's all yours.
Yes, Bruce, and Chris Muntz a very happy jockey. Chris, she travelled nicely for you today.
It was a good, nice run, yeah, good solid clip, Johnny. The leader, Moa Man, went a nice gallop and helped my filly relax a good bit.
Chris, her form's been a little bit indifferent lately, but she seems as if today she won a Group 1 here last year, and she's come out again today, so it's history repeating, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. She has been probably a little bit behind the 8 ball as far as fitness and condition-wise goes, Johnny, so she sort of reached a mark today, fitness-wise, and now it's just so long she holds it.
Chris, I think you can always find out with horses that have got a bit of class. You can never wipe them off, can you? You can never say this can't win.
No, Johnny, as you well know, you know, like good horses, you never discard them. You always give them the benefit of the doubt because you know they're always competitive.
Congratulations, mate, and good luck in the big one.
Thanks, Johnny. Ta, mate.
And from out on the track, we come to the winner's circle. Gai Waterhouse. Gee, she's game, this mare.
She's very game. She's lovely and big and rangy. And Chris rode her a treat. He was in position in second place behind Moa Man. And the pace slackened in the middle stage as she was able to get a breath. And then she was able to pick up in the straight and just too good for them. Remember, she did win a Group 1 here last year, winning the Arrowfield Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies.
It's funny how some horses come good on a particular day each year.
She must have known. I whispered in her ear through the week.
Dance hero later on, Gai. How are the feelings going in?
Well, there's a lot of excitement in the camp. There's a lot of, you know, that sort of electricity when you've got a nice horse in a big race. I don't know what it is. You just feel that sort of, and that's how we are today.
Hopefully you might be feeling that later. Good luck.
Thank you.
That horse's 2,000 metre form now, 4 starts for 3 wins. That's her distance, isn't it?
Most certainly is. And Bruce, there's a little bit of the octagonal there because she's by Zabil out of Marquise, and Marquise is a half sister by Golden Ivory out of 8 carats to octagonal. So that's why she cost over $1 million as a yearling, because she's out of a half sister to octagonal.
Gee, she is bred in the purple. Octagonal will be leading Lonhro out today. It's going to be one of the highlights of the day. He won the BMW on a couple of occasions, old Ockie.
Could have a big day too, Chrissy Muntz. He's riding Timberine a little later in the program, which I think's a very good Oaks chance, Bruce. And we got Special Harmony in that race, but he just might come on song, Chrissy Muntz. There's been a couple of punters out there that have been thinking that Chris is just a little bit behind the 8 ball, but he's on song.
Well, I reckon the day's on song. We're off to a flying start. We'll be back with more on Amy Gold and Slipper Day right after this. We do have correct weight after the Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes, with Shower of Roses getting home in front of Zabara and County Tyrone. What a filly she is, worth a fortune now. Shower of Roses cost about $1 million as a yearling, and she's won at Group 1 and added to her value yet again today. The dividends on the second race today, our first was 330 and 160, the favourite winning. Zabara 330, County Tyrone 270, who'll probably be favourite for the Sydney Cup now. The Quinella 660 and the Trifecta $130 even after the second race on the program. So Gai Waterhouse and Chris Muntz off to a terrific start. Let's go to our presentation. Our MC for the day is Gordon Bray.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory presentation now for race 2 on the program, the Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes, and hosted by STC Director Mr. Graham Pash. It's now my great pleasure to introduce the Managing Director of the Lone Enquiry Centre, Mr. Armand Shestovian.
Thank you, Gordon. Directors of the STC, members, ladies and gentlemen. Yet again, Golden Slipper Day is shaping up to be exactly what we all expected it to be. This state's greatest track event and one of the world's finest horse racing spectacles. The Lone Enquiry Centre is delighted to yet again be associated with this event through our sponsorship of the race you just witnessed, the 2004 The Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes. On behalf of the entire team at the Lone Enquiry Centre, my brothers and sisters, and especially my dearest mother, Ophelia, I would like to congratulate the winning connections of the Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes, and it's my great pleasure to call forward Andrew Baddock to accept the trophy on behalf of the owners, Shower of Roses.
So the winning connections there, happy to receive the trophy and the prize money after the $100,000 Lone Enquiry Centre Stakes. Crowd today, we're expecting about 30,000. They had to close the gates last year at Rosehill. It feels as big at this stage today. Lots of excitement, real party atmosphere, as Neil Kearney found out.
Just in case of rain. Now, the slipper today, really, it's a boy-girl thing. The last 4 slippers have been won by fillies. The first 6 across the line last year were fillies. Fillies dominate, yet they get a 3-kilogram advantage over the colts and geldings. Yes, this slipper is a battle of the sexes.
You got to give something away to the girls. Yes. And
are you a snag?
No, but I think I'm a fair person to see that the girls get a better choice.
Oh, I think they deserve more than 3 kilos.
The fillies do?
They deserve more than 3 kilos.
Why
I'll give them a pound any time.
So you don't mind if the fillies got a little bit of an advantage?
Not at all. It's probably better.
And have you got any tips?
Have fun and have a good day.
I mean, I reckon Alingi's built like a 3-year-old colt more than a 2-year-old filly, so 3 kilos is a lot for her.
So you're questioning her sexuality?
No, not at all, not at all. She's a beautiful looking filly, but God, she'll be hard to stop.
I think now that with the breeding the way it is, the fillies have got a good shot at the slipper now.
And what about your breeding, seeing that you're her daughter? What do you think?
Same.
Same. Well,
Performances, but
the fillies have been dominating the last couple of years. Is that happening in your house?
No, I'm the dominating.
Is that right?
She won't say a word.
No, he thinks he's in a stud, but he's not. He's in just a domestic situation. No fillies at our place, just the old mare and the little colt.
She reckons you're in a stud?
Yeah.
He thinks he's in a stud.
Getting on a little bit now, but I'm doing okay.
You're the big O.
Yeah.
Eat well.
Neil, too much information. Neil Kearney, you'll see more of Neil today. Let's have a look at the opening totes now for the third race on the program, the Parramatta Leagues Club, which is the Old Tulloch Stakes as a guide to the Derby. Starcraft, the Queensland Star, has come up short. $1.50. Del Zao from Melbourne at $6.50. Penitentiary, the New Zealander, 31. Dancing Daggers at 28. $10 for Bart Cummings as Kingside. Strafe for John Hawkes, 15. Oxano Big Odds, 128. A Need at $17 as we go over the page. Sadler's Song, 120. Point of Honour for Gay Waterhouse, 39. Braylock, 72. And Big Odds the other. So Starcraft is absolutely dominating here at $1.50. He's had a setback, Starcraft. He only arrived in Sydney late last night. Pat Welsh is out in the betting now. I wonder if he's as short with the bookmakers. He's $1.50 on the tote.
Well, it's a little bit test the waters as far as Starcraft goes. Open up $1.90. I'm prepared to go mine for theirs at the moment, Starcraft. Obviously, as far as the bookmakers are concerned and the punters, it's a race into Starcraft and Del Zao for that fabulous run last up. Look, the other runner inside double-figure odds at this stage is Damien Oliver's mount, Kingside. Strafe is in the betting, but really you've got to say that at this stage it's standing as a race in 2, and Starcraft just a little easy, although I must admit I opened him up in the red, and I'm prepared to get out to black figures now. We'll be keeping an eye on Starcraft as the betting unfolds on this race.
How do you see it, Simon? A 2-horse race?
Yeah, Starcraft for me, Bruce. He's a horse. Out of his last 6 starts, he's only been beaten by 1 horse. That was Reset, champion 3-year-old in the Guineas at Flemington, the Cadbury Guineas. Oh, look, and with his win last start here in Sydney on a slow track, mate, he's a powerful horse. He's nearly 17 hands. He's a big boy. Del Zao was enormous last start. He's going to be a great challenger for him today. It'll be a great 2-horse race.
You're on your own there, mate, because both Peter and Ken are going for Del Zao, so an early test for our tipsters. Fashions on the field today, and lots of celebrities, and many of them in the 7 marquee. Let's join Kylie Gillies.
All the way from Summer Bay to Rosehill is one of Home and Away's newest residents, Jason Smith, also known as Robbie Hunter. Can I say I didn't recognise you without the glasses on?
That's right, yeah, it's all part of the character, and it's good to get them off today and be here at Rosehill Races.
You're described as a mixture of Harry Potter meets Clark Kent.
Yes, with a touch of Vinnie Patterson. He's like a lovable larrikin who tends to say things before he thinks and believes anything's possible. He's always trying to invent stuff. He's a funny kind of a guy.
Now, people have been seeing you on Home and Away now for 3 months.
Yep.
You're settling into the role. Is it as much fun as you thought?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's more than that. Like, I'm learning so much every day, and the public have been so welcoming to the character, which is great, and I'm having an awesome time.
First day at the races?
Yes, my first day at Rosehill Races. I'm looking forward to put on a few bets, see what happens.
Now, I know you're really into music. There's going to be lots of members of Pop Stars Live here in the Channel 7 marquee throughout the day.
Fantastic.
You're in luck.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Should be good.
Kylie's going to have some fun out there with Jason Smith today in the 7 marquee. We'll be back with more on Amy Golden Slipper Day from Rosehill Gardens.
In the front row. Places I know, I fell in love with the people in the front row. You know, I looked around, places I know, I fell in love with the people in the front row. Put me here, and I'm all yours, not for the moon. On the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
As the ambassador for the Golden Slipper Festival, I've been attending many events. Now, one of the highlights for me has to be the Golden Slipper Soiree. This is where Hollywood meets Sydney. Believe me, it's the full social set, the real A-listers. It's where the movers and the shakers of the industry all come together for what's tipped to be the most exclusive party of the year.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. We're gonna chase you.
The Sydney Film and TV Studios in the inner city suburb of Rosehill has been amazingly transformed to recreate the golden years of Hollywood. Let me tell you, some of our own Hollywood heartthrobs are here tonight with their golden slippers on, ready to party the night away. And me, well, I've got my pink slippers on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Well, I guess it is a good excuse for a party, but I'm just excited because the first woman I saw when I walked through the door was Marilyn Monroe.
Everyone looks beautiful. It's like a 40s theme, so I've gone like the skinny bogan tie, and yeah.
That's right, because the theme tonight is Hollywood glamour.
That's right.
So I thought they meant Bollywood glamour.
Just walking in, it feels like a really spectacular event to be at, and I'm like, I can't stand still already. I'm, just groove to the music.
Tanya Zayeda, who is by far the most beautiful girl here tonight. Don't you agree, viewers? Have a look. Look at that. Look. Every time. Oh, yes. See a part of it. Tanya Zayeda.
Stop that, Nick, at once. Speaking of celebrities, we're going back to that 7 marquee. Now Joanna Griggs.
Well, half the fun of Slipper Day is not only the races, but also the fun, the fashion, the faces that you see in the crowd. And I'm joined by two very familiar faces, Shay Brewster and Sarah Gruen from Saturday Disney. Girls, you look absolutely stunning. Who are you dressed by?
I'm by Seduce. My dress is.
Lovely. What about you, Sarah?
This is actually a dress I got in Hong Kong when we were away filming, so...
Now, you mentioned Hong Kong. Now, with sport, we get to come to Rosehill. Where are you ladies off to for the first show?
Well, we do a show from, one from Hong Kong, and then we do a show on Disney on Ice, which was happening over there.
How fantastic. Now, that's going to be a bit of fun, a little bit something a bit different.
Oh, it was fantastic. We had such a good time, and the food was just fantastic as well. We ate a lot. And Joe, we did so much shopping.
That's the best part about going to Hong Kong.
An extra suitcase to get it all home.
Excellent. And you're here to enjoy the day at the races. What do you love best about it?
I just love everybody getting dressed up and just having a good time and having a catch up with everyone. It's good.
Well, both enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too.
A fun day for all here at Rosehill as we look at the odds now for the BMW, the $2 million 2,400 metre weight for age race. Hale at $30, Grey Song at $6, Mummify, the Caulfield Cup winner at $8.20, Mackay Diva, the Melbourne Cup winner at $4.70, Sound Action at $8, she won the Ranvet, Lashed $31, Elfstrom, the Derby winner from Melbourne at $4.40, and Grand Zulu $3.80. Connections paid $55,000 to have the horse as a late entrant into this race. Ray Murray now joins us. Ray is the chief steward of racing here in New South Wales. Great to have you with us, Ray. Ray, firstly, Stephen King, just quickly, he missed out on a ride in the previous race. I believe that his plane was delayed. He's on Grey's Song in the BMW. Is he arrived?
Yeah,
you know?
he's arrived, just held up getting to the course. Also, it might be worth mentioning Hale in this race. We've been looking whether there's going to be any pace. And Bruce Marsh has told Jim Cassidy, Bruce, that if there's no pace on, go forward on Hale. So that'll help the race. I think it's a spectacle.
Thanks, Ray. Now, the Golden Slipper, it has been renowned over the years for being a pretty hard, pressurised and at times rough race. So, marauding in the 80s, I know Merlin certainly in 1996 was the classic one when Greg Hall was fined $50,000. We'll actually replay that race now. Merlin knocking a couple over on the home turn.